Alaska. Welcome to my kitchen. I just had a complete disaster type failure situation because I was running a video and I forgot to turn my mic on. And the house is quiet, there's nobody in the house, so it's the perfect time for me to make somewhat of a descriptive type video on what I'm doing and how I'm cooking specific cuts of meat in my air fryer using different techniques. So, note to self, when making a video, be sure to hit the record and also turn your freaking microphones on. Super frustrating situation here. So basically a little rundown of what I had going on here is I had two cuts of meat and I seasoned them both differently. One with Redmond's garlic salt, the other one with Redmond's smoked salt. Both equally delicious. And another talking point that I was talking about is a little bit about the knives that I use. I use specific knives for specific things. And if you're going to get into the world of meat, you know, the carnivore diet, meat specifically, I am not a fan of these right here. These are traditional steak. Hey, I don't want you poking your eye. Back up just a little bit. I love you, but back up. Thank you. All right. These are just traditional steak knife, and they have these little grooves here. I don't like cutting meat with these because they rip and tear the fibers of the meat. Stop it. Just stop it. So one of my favorite knives in my cutting block, which is a sister to that one, is this one right here. It's got the nice straight edge that goes all the way across. And please don't. I don't want you stabbing yourself. She's got claws, so she's used to pointy stuff. But I use these, and I sharpen them every time I get ready to cut meat. That way it just slices right through the meat. And you're not losing all those extra juices by using a knife like this, which is, I don't even know why they made these things. If steak is that hard to cut through, you don't need a chainsaw to do it. When I'm cutting bulk meat, I use a knife like this. This is just a regular fillet knife. You can buy it at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. This is a very long knife. It's got a rubber grip. It's made by Kershaw. And the thing I like about it is the rubber grip gives you a whole lot more control in the kitchen, especially when you're cutting slimy things like fish. You're trying to fillet a fish and get up underneath the skin. It gives you a lot of control. It has really good hand fitment and dexterity, which is super important when trying to wield a knife of this caliber with this sharpness to it. So I can just run it through the meat a couple times, maybe get through the fat cap, get through the connective tissue, maybe cut through some bones. Yes, definitely a winner. Even in the kitchen, you don't have to take this out just for fishing. You can use it in the kitchen too. And always buy one that has a nice little sheath that comes with it, because man, these things are sharp. One little poke with this thing, literally, it'll fillet your arm. Now, a skinning knife is something like this. I've already used it to cut my steak, but the reason I like using these little tiny sharp knives is because they get right down into the steak. And if I could get you guys somewhat in frame, you can see what I'm talking about. But you should just be able to just hold it and just glide right through. That's it. That's how you cut a steak right there. Just one simple glide. You know, you might start it going forward just a little bit and then just pull it back. Boom. You just cut your steak. Forward once, just enough to get it started, and you just pull it back. That's it. Now you're eating steak. Hi there, Don. Don, I appreciate you jumping in there. But, yeah, I was in the middle of making a video, Don, and everything got sideways because I forgot to turn the mic on. So I still have usable footage. The only problem is I have to go back over, make a new process of everything, and it's just a lot of work. I'll make something of it. But, yes, this steak over here, Redmond smoked salt, I like it. I like it. It doesn't quite give me that smoky flavor like something was smoked on the barbecue. And one of my favorites has always been Redmond's garlic salt. That stuff, everyday favorite. I love that. Now, something else I've been adding to my plates lately is a little dash of cayenne pepper. The cayenne pepper on top of the steak seems to really go well. I don't know if it's got a special name, like maybe Mexican type food like carne asada. I don't know what carne asada means. Ceramic knives are very nice. Yeah, I haven't gone down the ceramic knife venture yet, but I'm pretty sure I would love them. It is Christmas time. Somebody could send me one in the mail. But this is a really, really nice sharp knife. And it's inexpensive. It's just a boning knife. What happened to the rest of it? I had the rest of it right here. But that knife there is meant for getting around little intricate parts of the animal and just cutting along, you know, the bones and stuff like that to get the most meat off of it as possible. But it comes in a nice handy little sheath. And this is what a typical skinning knife looks like. So you make your first little incision, and then you get this up underneath the skin, and then you can just pull it. And it works great. This is a great knife. These are super inexpensive. And if I had a brain, I'd know how to put it in the sheath right. I had it in there backwards. But yeah, when they're both in the sheath, they come looking something like that. Now, you guys are probably going to laugh at me because I've been getting all of these crazy sponsor ideas. People sending me emails, legitimate offers to the channel. And I talk to them a little bit, and then they tell me what they want me to say and stuff like that. And it's just unrealistic stuff for me to say coming out of my mouth. I mean, so I'm turning down money left and right. I mean, I'm not out here to make money. I'm out here to talk about health, weight loss, nutrition, hopefully help somebody possibly get a weight loss journey started. That's all I care about. I do make a little bit of money from YouTube ads. I make some money from super chats and stuff like that. I don't ask people to send me stuff in the mail. If they do, great, I'll talk about it. And I tell every single one of these sponsors that gets in touch with me, send me something besides an email. Give me something to talk about. I will put it on my channel. I will talk about it. I will give my honest opinion from here. I'll tell you if I like it. I'll tell you if I don't like it. And I'll tell you why. So far, everything that I've talked about on my channel, for the most part, has been something I've purchased, or maybe even a viewer purchased for me and sent me in the mail, and then I've tried it out. Like a lot of things, you know, sometimes we like stuff, sometimes we don't. But you need honest opinions. Now, if I do a review of unboxing or something like that, I'm putting something together, my whole point in making those videos is to show people the actual process of how frustrating it is for an average guy putting stuff together. My cat tree, super frustrating. That was horribly frustrating. My sink strainer, that was another thing. I got an over the sink strainer. I made a video about that, but I wanted to show people what it was like when you open the box, had slightly damaged products. I had to figure it out, and then I got something I love. I love this sink strainer. I mean, it's 3-tier. It's totally awesome. And ever since I put this thing together, right there, I have loved doing the dishes. And I have a video about this right here. And the things I love about this strainer is that some of these baskets come off another strainer because I had another one before. I got all my cutting boards there. I got all my pots and pans. Well, not my pots, but my pans. So I like these cheap, inexpensive pans from Walmart because they're inexpensive. They don't stick. They might not look pretty after a while, but then I got my trusty cast iron lid. It holds everything up here. I can put a crock pot up there. I got all my plates over here. I can put my bowls, my silverware. I have room to hang stuff over here. I got this sitting over here. Yeah, it's just awesome. And I want to put my knives there. I got plenty of room to hang things. Yeah, I just love this thing. And it was super frustrating to put together. But yeah, I mean, if anybody out there wanting to sponsor me or anything like that, I'm not looking to make money off of you. I'm not looking to make money off your products. I will talk about just about anything if it gets sent to me in the mailbox. Enough said with that. But anyways, back to steak, healthy life, carnivore diet. Yeah, I love this diet. It's been keeping me healthy. It's been keeping me sane. It's definitely given me plenty to talk about because I really honestly never thought the carnivore diet would do anything for me because I tried so many different diets in the past. None of them worked. I mean, I tried losing weight by eating salads, and Kitty, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hurt you. You're so sensitive. Oh, my little girl, I swear. Hey there, William. Nice to see you in there. But yes, I would like to try out ceramic knives at some point, but you're being a pain. My cats are so demanding lately. Come on. Wow. Okay. I'm going to move you guys over here. And she's like rubbing up against the camera. What a pain. Hey. All right. I know what this means. It means she wants some fat. But I pretty much ate all the fat off of this. People can't see what I'm doing. You're so bossy. I should have made some eggs. I can do that. But hey, you know what? I got a few of you in here. Well, only 14, but that's not bad. But I can show you how these pans work. Let me get everything on one plate, because I'm going to have to move this. And we're going to give my dog the drippings. Hey, there you go, buddy. Okay. I want some eggs with my steak, but I want to show you these pans that I bought at Walmart. How they're super inexpensive. Super inexpensive. And I've heard good and bad about them, but that's not my point. My point is they don't stick. Like nothing, I cannot get anything to stick to them. And since I've had them, I've put them in like 12 different tests of trying to get stuff to stick. And it just doesn't stick, which is great. That's what I like about them. So let me get stuff up, see which one I want to grab. I'm going to grab the middle one. We're going to talk a little bit about these pans. Okay, this is a ceramic coated pan. It's coated with some like ceramic minerals, and it's called Carnivore. And I bought these myself because I liked them. I liked the color. Now I thought they would discolor over time, and so far they have not. They are very sensitive to, if you were to like cut a piece of meat, it will chip the pan. And I think I have one to prove that here. Okay, so this is what happens when you might not be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. But those little scores in there are just from using metal utensils. So it does chip off a little bit of the coating, but it's not a toxic coating. So I'm not worried about it. It's not nearly as bad as if you had a Teflon surface and you were doing the same amount of damage. So let's get this thing fired up. You guys see there's nothing in here. Nothing. It's dry. I'm going to turn this on the highest temperature, and I need to make sure I got a flame. Come on. There we go. Okay, we're going to leave that on high temperature the entire time. And we're going to cook some eggs. So, now anybody knows anything about cooking eggs, eggs need to be cooked on like a medium type temperature. And these here, I'm going to let this get good scalding hot, ripping hot before I get started. But I can even take these eggs right here, drop them in this pan, even when it's cold, and the eggs won't stick. So normally if you were to take any other type of crazy pan, Hexclad, I don't understand the hype around Hexclad. None of that makes any sense to me. I looked into them. I saw a lot of bad reviews of Hexclad pans, you know, the Gordon Ramsay pans. These are cheap, inexpensive Walmart pans. So far, the only problem I've had with these is there's a screw at the end of this handle here that gets loose. So you might have to like go down the handle, like right down this hole here, and tighten that screw. It's a Phillips screw, and that's about it. But the handles never get hot. These are oven safe. So if I want to cook something partially on the stove and then put it in the oven, boom, I can. These handles are just fine in the oven. Great, great. Okay, that should be good and hot right there. Okay, there's nothing in this pan. I need to figure out how to set you guys up so you can see what I'm doing, because the whole purpose of this is to show you how non-stick these are. And this is why I get sick to my stomach every time I see a Hexclad commercial, you know, come across my feed. It's so frustrating. I need to get stuff situated here. Okay, I got my garbage close. Put Twist my pan. Here's my egg. But nothing in the pan. I broke the yolk. How unfortunate. Okay. I'm picking out a little piece of shell. Maybe. Come on, you. You can come out of there. Come on. I'm chasing it around. I'm not sure. Usually the eggshell works really good for getting eggshell out. And this one just wants to fight me. But I've never had a problem. There we go. Okay. There, got it out. Nice. Now remember, nothing is on this pan. There's no oil, nothing. And it's on super high heat. It's on as hot as I can get it. I've never seen a hex-clad pan cook like this pan here. And those hex-clad pans, they're like $300. $300 versus, you know, 15, 20 bucks at Walmart. Now the key is you just let it sit for a little bit. You know, I can run the egg around a little while and try to, like, you know, just even it out, a little bit of the moisture. So I can do this with it. But you see, watch that. See what's happening? You see that? You cannot get a hex-clad pan to do that. I haven't gotten any pan in my life to do that. Not even, you know, Teflon coated pan. But yeah, we're gonna let that cook a little bit longer. But it's gonna completely release. 100%. It's gonna release. It has. It'll probably burn just this time, just because I'm doing it on camera. But when I first bought these pans, I was amazed. I showed my wife, you know, how non-stick they were. Look at that. Tell me that's not awesome. Right there. That's not awesome? Really? Really? Okay, hex-clad. Hey, Gordon Ramsay, check this out. What the hell? Yeah, that's like nothing sticks. Nothing sticks. There's no nasty chemicals in these pans. I do want to, like, get these to cook right. But yeah, just showing you guys non-stick. That is like as non-stick as it gets. The temperature is up as high as I can possibly get it. I can't get any hotter. You guys have all burnt eggs in the past. You've had eggs stick in the past. There we go. Look at that. Even that little piece that was stuck there, I never touched it. And it's loose now. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's $15, $20 Walmart. Crazy. Yep. Okay. Where did my plate go? It's over here. Okay. Ta-da. All that just rinses out. You don't have to do anything. I mean, you can wipe that out with a paper towel, right? You guys can handle that, right? I mean, isn't that... And then people are like, oh no, it's got a little bit of this or that on it. It's not Teflon. And I left my burner on the last time I did a live stream. So, but anyways, there you go. Non-stick is non-stick can get. I think that's awesome. I think that's worth talking about. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about these pans. And yeah, the name on the pan is Carnivore. You can buy them on Amazon. You can get them at Walmart. I don't know if Target sells them. I didn't look because I didn't care, because I just went to Walmart and saw the cheapest pans, and I was like, I have always had great luck with the cheapest pans. And yeah, super affordable, super inexpensive. You got a kid going to college, need some pots and pans, buy them. Just buy them. Your kid will have a lot of luck with those. It doesn't mean, but the thing is if I damage those, who cares? Who cares? All right, back to the table. I need to eat some food. Okay. Yes. Let's see. What's the name on the pan? Carnivore. Carnivore. You can buy them at Walmart. You can buy them on Amazon. I got plenty of Amazon affiliate links in the description section. If you click on any one of those, you can go and hopefully find this pan, but it would be helping out the YouTube channel if you did, because I do get a small compensation from Amazon for anybody that shops for anything through any of my affiliate links. That is a real nice, simple way to help out the YouTube channel, is shopping through other people's affiliate links. I never get any of your information. So if you bought like $100 worth of Amazon stuff through one of my links, yeah, I might get like 30 cents. But if enough people do that, then that's where, we might make 30 bucks in a month if I'm lucky. We're not making hundreds of dollars on affiliate links. Okay. But yeah, non-stick pans, guys. I mean, this is why I want to vomit every time I see a Gordon Ramsay ad. Hex-clad pans. And then you go look at the price. It's like, are you kidding me? You want me to spend how much? And they're not that fantastic. Hex-clad pans have a lot of problems. Now, I don't even know what their non-stick coating is between the clads, but it looks a lot like Teflon to me. And it does come off. So I don't know what it is. I don't really care, because I would never spend that much money on a pan. Ever. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, when I started this stream, I wasn't intending to start a stream today. I was actually recording a video, and I forgot to turn on my camera. I mean, I got my camera on, I'm sorry. I got to turn on the microphone. So I got through a whole bunch of stuff, talking about what I was doing, how I was making, the fat edible, because I got top loin steak right here. And sometimes when you're cooking steaks in the air fryer, especially inexpensive steaks, it was hard for me to get the fat edible, so it wasn't rubbery. So long story short, I was taking the fatty edge and I was just making little cuts. That way the salt can get in there. The salt automatically tenderizes it. The heat can get in there, and it makes it super yummy and edible. Man, this little knife is awesome for cutting steak. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's really sharp. I can't even read the name on it. It's so small. What is the name on this knife? Oh, it says right here, Uncle Henry's. Very nice knife. The handle's not bad. It is not a balanced knife. It is very, very heavy on this end. That's the only thing I would do to improve it, would be to make the blade just a little bit heavier, a little more stout. But it fits nice, and it feels like it's got a lot of control. There we go. My steak sat too long. I overcooked it slightly, but I was trying something new with my air fryer, and I haven't really cooked two steaks at the same time very often. I've only done it like once or twice. I basically do, let's see, who are you? Fit Powerman. I mainly do like a carnivore type diet. I am definitely on the keto aspect of things. I try to find keto meat-based solutions to keep me in ketosis longer. That way I can lose a lot of weight. I mean, I have a neck now. And shaving is a little more difficult. I just shaved today because now I got these little, since I lost a lot of weight, I got these little hard to get to divots back here. And yeah, there's a reason why my beard stops right here, because this spot here, for some reason, it just grows into a poof ball. But yeah, wow. So yeah, non-stick pans, like truly non-stick pans. Isn't that great? But like I said earlier in the live stream, I have been turning down sponsorships and all kinds of stuff. I mean, Temu has even approached me to do affiliate marketing with Temu. And after looking through the contract with Temu, they want access to my YouTube channel to possibly delete stuff at times. I'm like, no, that's not okay. I don't want anybody having control of my channel. So that was a hard no. I know there's a lot of content creators out there that signed up for that. But for me, that doesn't sound like a good idea, because you put a lot of effort into these channels, and then just to basically sign over your rights because you're posting stuff about Temu products. I can buy Temu products and talk about them all I want, and they can't do anything to me. Especially if I tell the honest truth that some of the stuff is garbage. And it is garbage. But I can find garbage on any platform. You know, Amazon, Walmart, online store. I can find all kinds of stuff. Guys, you know, you can buy all kinds of stuff through Walmart online. You can buy four-wheeler tires, wheelbarrow tires. You can buy tires for your car. I mean, Walmart's got a little bit of everything on their site. You can buy furniture, just all kinds of stuff. The Costco does the same thing. Yeah, all these other places, they do similar online experiences. Target has a whole slew of crazy stuff that comes into the back of a Target store that never sees the floor, and it goes straight to the customer. The customer might have to come pick it up, but you can buy all kinds of stuff through Target that doesn't get seen ever on the floor. The only reason I know that is because I used to work for the post office, and I would have to pick up something that was called Target Mail. So every day I'd go to Target, I'd pick up a bunch of stuff. What in the world was that noise? Sounded like something was outside. I'm gonna go check it out. I don't know. That's creepy. Sounds like something's on my porch. Just in case something jumps at me, you guys can see it. Nothing. Okay. Wow, sounded like something was out here. Nope. Nobody's breaking the shed. Anything in here going on that's weird? Where's my cats? There one in the tree? You guys see a cat in there anywhere? I got one cat that likes to sit like halfway up in the tree, take naps. Huh. Is there a cat over here? Nope. No cat. That was weird. I don't know. Oh, there's one. I found one. All right. Huh. Go back in here. Oh, I found my other cat. Hey, you. There you go. Okay. Let's get back to steak. Steak and talking nonsense, because that's kind of what I do here. I just talk nonsense. But now there's a lot to be said about the old timers. You know, the ones that used to sit down at the country restaurants, little hole in the wall type restaurants. We call them a greasy spoon when I lived on the East Coast. But they would sit down and they'd order steak and eggs. And those were some of the healthiest looking guys I've ever seen. Oh, my cat. She's back again. There we go. Got some yolk now. But yeah, this is 2 steaks, top loin steaks. They're inexpensive cuts, so let's see. This whole plate right here is probably about $18. Yeah. Oh my God. That cat was just hanging by its paws. I don't know why it didn't jump up there all the way. Boink! There you go. Wow, you're a pain today. So when the wife is gone for a period of time, my animals become extremely needy. I don't know why. You're always begging for fat. I don't want to share any. Yeah, that's what I got going on here. This little thing. Hi. Hey, what's up? I can hear you purring. I'm not sure what my shirt says. Jesus was wrongly judged. That's what it says. Yeah, cat's definitely purring. Come on, you. You're making my life harder. No. She's gonna run off with a whole piece of steak and take off in the corner somewhere. You're making this way more difficult than it needs to be. Yeah, so if I do these steaks in the air fryer again, I was using dual zones on this air fryer back here. I love this air fryer. I got I got it totally figured out for a single steak. I know exactly how long to put steaks in there. I don't need no thermometer or nothing. Just put it in there. Boom. 16, 17 minutes. Perfect. So this time, since I was using the dual zones, and it splits a little bit of the power between the two baskets, they work independently. It takes a little bit longer to do stuff. So I added some extra time per the recommendation, and it kind of overcooked the meat. But it's not horrible. It's kind of overcooked to the point where I would have liked to eat it, way before I ever started the carnivore diet. Now I pretty much like my steaks like running off the plate. And you're probably wondering why I have like all these random cuts. It's because when I was like creating the video, I was doing a cross section, show everybody what it looked like. And I was cutting some fat off the ends. Which I'm going to do right now. But yeah, I never thought in a million years that eating this right here would be beneficial to me. And I never thought it was something I should do like all the time. And now I just feel like this is all I want to do all the time, because it seriously just fixed everything in my life. Everything. My employment, my love life with my wife, my family situation, my personal attitude, my depression, my anxiety, all fixed. All fixed. Right here. Sleep apnea, fixed. All my medication went bye-bye because of this. This right here is why everything went away. I really don't have any reason to go to the doctor anymore. I mean, I go there once a year anyways to get some blood work done. See where I'm at. My blood work's great. Blood pressure's great. This is like the magic pill that people aren't talking about. This is better than Ozempic. This is better than all the crap that they offer you when you go to your doctor. So weird. But everybody looks at this like it's taboo. Like, oh, you shouldn't have all that meat. You shouldn't have all that fat. You shouldn't have all those eggs. Why not? I shouldn't have all those prescriptions either. That's why I don't need them anymore, is because this is what I eat instead of those crazy prescriptions that they were offering me. I don't have diabetes. There's no way to get diabetes eating like this. That's not how you get diabetes. You get diabetes by doing other things, or you were born with a condition. I don't know how to fix that. The whole being born with something. But this way of eating right here prevents so many different types of cancers. I mean, if you're worried about getting cancer, look into this way of life. I know so many unhealthy people that laugh at me. Well, that's all you're going to eat? Meat? Yep. Oh, I can't do that. And I said, yep. I can see that. I can see that when you don't show up to work on time. You're not reliable. Yeah, that tends to happen when you're not eating healthy. You sleep right up until the last 5 minutes and then you get dressed and go to work. That type of stuff. That is obvious when you're eating unhealthy. I eat this way. I wake up naturally. I don't even have to have an alarm to get up. I get up before the alarm clock, and then I'm ready to go every day. I'm usually sitting outside of work a half an hour before I even need to be there. And honestly, that's the way it should be anyway. I never cared much working with those guys that just walked in at the last minute. For one, their head's not in the game yet. They haven't even had a chance to wake up. I pushed my hairline back, Ricky. I got tired of it. Yeah, 0.432, absolutely. I have had no issues with energy. The only time I have an issue with energy, I can't say no issue, because if after I eat this, I'm gonna be tired. So since I'm eating this during the day, I might just go back and watch a movie, potentially fall asleep. But since it's Christmas Eve, it's okay. I'm not working anyways. I'm on vacation right now. Normally I wouldn't eat this meal until tonight. But I was trying to, like I said, I was trying to make a video. And yeah, everything got a little botched up. So I shifted gears and said, yeah, let's do a live stream instead. It's okay. I hope everybody's having a good Christmas Eve so far. Okay, let's see here. James says, I have always been healthy and an athlete. Unseen mental issues like depression, anxiety, and PTSD are taking a toll on me. James, try this. Try it. 30 days. Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Every year, at this time of year, I was always upset. I was always wanting to sit by myself. I was socially depressed. I did not want to be around anybody. It's just totally changed. After being on a carnivore diet for a year, I want to go out. I want to do stuff. I want to hang out with people. I want to go spend time with family, which is rare. I mean, I love my family. I just never wanted to like be around them because I always felt socially awkward. Like I wasn't able to reciprocate love, accept it and give it back correctly without being inappropriate. All that changed with the carnivore diet. And if I were to fast forward anybody, like be like, hey, like here's the secret, ingredients to do on the carnivore diet, I would fast forward somebody and hold their hand and take them straight to the Costco Business Center, and we would buy them a big chunk of ribeye, about $200 and something here in Alaska. I would take them home. We would cut it up into approximately 1 pound steaks. That would be their meal. That's some eggs and whatever else. But that ribeye steak is what fast forwarded my success with the carnivore diet. No joke. And I started the carnivore diet on a very, very tight budget, eating mainly ground beef, chuck roast and all kinds of different stuff. And it was hard. It was hard. Because for one, the ribeye steak is just perfectly packed with the right amount of fat and connective tissue. Perfect. But not everybody says they can afford it. Okay. But if you go out and buy it and that's your only meal for the day, so you spent $230, $260, you get 16 steaks out of there. Yeah, you're just spending like anywhere from $13 to $16 per day on one steak. And then you add some eggs, some other healthy, nutritious meats. You can have some bacon, maybe some sardines added in there, some beef liver. It's as simple as that. The depression, the anxiety, just gone. See you later. Bye. Yeah, I don't care anymore. I used to be so worried about what people thought I looked like. I'm bald. I'm 50 years old. Okay, who cares? I got a lot of gray going on. Yeah, that used to bug me. I got a big nose. I got a schnauzer. Did you know that the nose and the ears are like the only two parts of the body that never stop growing until you die? And then even they might grow some more after you're dead. It's just weird. Yeah, Merry Christmas there. I missed something apparently. Merry Christmas, my friend. Good stuff, my guy. Much love from California. Hey, thank you there, Don. Or GMR. Give me go. Yes, sir, Dan Hazellift. I agree. Crippling anxiety gone. Amen, brother. Dan, you're awesome. Anxiety melts away. Depression melts away on the carnivore diet. I know people that have come off their medication. I mean, they were bad. They're doing the carnivore diet now. Now all of a sudden they're off their medication. All the crazy meds, the meds that create more anxiety and depression, anyways. You know, stuff like Zoloft and what else is there? There's all kinds of crazy medicines out there now for anxiety and depression. But those are only temporary solutions. They tell you when you start taking them, oh, don't come off these right away. If you do, you have to like wean yourself off, and then we can start you on another concoction of crap. Doesn't that create like holy cow craziness in somebody's head that's already feeling crazy in the first place? I mean, that is a cocktail for disaster. That's partially what leads up to a lot of suicides, because people are like so afraid to run out of their medicine. And then when their insurance fails, they can't afford the medicine. Yeah, that makes it worse. Instead of recommending a diet like this, at least a keto diet, and a keto diet isn't just all meat, but you get people started on a keto diet, they start feeling better naturally. They come off the medicine, and I think they want to keep you on the medicine now. I don't. Not everybody does, but I haven't seen one doctor like celebrate, like, oh yay, my patient has actually figured out their own health and they don't need me anymore. I have never heard a doctor celebrate that yet. I'm not saying there's not doctors out there celebrating, you know, the fact that their patients are actually healing themselves naturally without their help. But you got to remember, a lot of these doctors, they're like health coaches. They need clients to be doing what they do, and they need you to come back. And in some cases, they're almost forced to push medications on you, and they might not be the right medication. Now, there's a medicine out there now. I don't know the name of it. I just researched it and looked it up, but it's to help with sleep apnea. Please, 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 for the love of God, stay away from this drug. And it's like all the miracle weight loss drugs. Please stop with the pills. Stop with the easy. I'm gonna choke on a piece of meat. Stop with the easy solutions. This is as easy as it gets. This is my pill. I might take some vitamins. That's about it. I might make my own electrolytes. You can buy your own electrolytes. This is the easiest way out of whatever you're feeling right now. Whatever's going on in your life. Steak, eggs, bacon, maybe some ham, some hamburger meat. No processed foods. That's it. No processed foods. No crazy oil. No deep fried nonsense. Stay away from the fast food joints. And for some, those fast food places, man, they're just so addicting. I get it, man. I used to eat pizza like almost every other day. I was ordering a pizza. Now all I want to do, this will be my only meal today. I rarely snack anymore, especially when I'm on a regular work week. I just go to work with no snacks. I drink water and electrolytes. I come home, I eat steak, eggs, maybe some Alaskan reindeer sausage. That's it. That's all the calories I need. And then quite often on this plate, I'll have over 2,500 calories on this plate, which is just fine. With the carnivore diet, you can kind of forget about calories. I don't count macros. I only count calories for the sake of explaining it to people. But yeah, I don't wake up in the morning and be like, I'm going to have this much steak and this many eggs, and this is the protein and this is the fat. Well, I buy the ribeye steak. Already figured out there. You don't have to do any math. Ribeye steak's perfect. Eggs. You don't have to do any math with eggs. It's already figured out. It comes in a little egg. Just eat an egg. You know, I like to eat anywhere from 3 to 6 eggs with a meal. I don't even remember how many of these I cooked. It was like 3 or 4. But if you want to balance out your hormone levels, you know, if you're snappy or moody, eggs are great for men and women. naturally balances out your testosterone levels. I found that out totally by accident. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't research it, nothing. Nobody told me like eat eggs to balance out your T. You know, your Mr. T. I did a week solid of, I don't remember how many eggs. It was a crazy amount of eggs. Just a solid week of just nothing but eggs. For one, eggs are ketosis friendly. And I was doing this all, I'm talking 5 days. When I say a solid week, I mean 5 days. A 5-day work week. And then on Saturday, Sunday, I do something else. But I lost a lot of weight. And that was my main goal, was to lose weight. But in return, I wasn't as moody. I wasn't as snappy. I wasn't as sad. I wasn't depressed. I was more functional at work. So much changed. My sex drive. Wow. That was different. My wife noticed it. She'd admit, yeah, it definitely changed when I started eating more eggs. I didn't need a testosterone pill from GNC. Most of those aren't even good for you. Most of those pills that they're selling, they're pushing, even in the health stores, a lot of those things are not good for you. So if you dial it back, you get the majority of your nutrition from, healthy meats or ketosis friendly type foods. You're going to be light years ahead of everything. Right on there, Apple. I do appreciate you coming back. Let's see. Stop going to the drug dealers and getting addicted for life. I agree with you, Dan. For the love of God, good bang. Yeah, I don't push that stuff. I was prescribed Ozempic when I was I was over 435 pounds. My doctor wasn't in. I was prescribed by one of the team members of my health team. And actually, no, maybe it was him. I can't remember if it was him or the other lady. Like I said, the brain fog, it's a real thing. When that goes away, I mean, you can't bring back past stuff that you kind of forgot and kind of remember stuff, like this situation here. But when the brain fog goes away, everything fast forwards, your life fast forwards, it changes. You can communicate better. But I got prescribed Ozempic by one of my health team's members. And the first thing I asked, I said, okay, what's the side effects? And they didn't want to talk about it. I don't even know if they knew. They were just prescribing Ozempic as a last-ditch effort to hopefully save my life at that time. And I appreciate, their thoughts, because most of the time when somebody comes into their hospital or their doctor's office and they're as morbidly obese as I was, their sleep apnea is that bad, their blood pressure is borderline heart attack. I mean, I was a walking stroke ready to happen. I mean, in most situations like that, and even at that time, they were kind of hinting, I need to get my stuff, in order. My life in order, not necessarily in healthy order. I need to get my finances in order for my family. I need to make sure I had life insurance type stuff, because I wasn't looking to live this long. I had no idea that I would be alive right now to talk about this. I thought I had another 6-7 months out of me, and I was looking to die. That's how serious this was. Learned how to fast. I skipped out on the Ozempic. I never took the Ozempic. I went home, I sat down with my phone, which you guys are watching me through, and I just sat there and I was like, okay, side effects of Ozempic. Looking at the pros and the cons, like anything, even food related stuff, pros and cons. All right, so and pros and cons come with vegetables. All right, just to be fully transparent about the little bits and pieces that I know, is that almost all vegetables have some sort of oxalate content in there when they're not cooked. Like a raw vegan diet, very, very dangerous to tell morbidly obese people, very irresponsible to tell a morbidly obese person to start a vegan diet, a raw vegan diet specifically. They already have intestinal issues. They have gastrointestinal issues. They have bloating. They have diarrhea. They have high blood pressure. And telling them to do a raw vegan diet is irresponsible completely, because they are not healthy enough to do a raw vegan diet because of the oxalate content in most of those vegetables. If you cook a vegetable, let's say garlic, it reduces the oxalate level a lot. This is where, stuff like this, I can consume, garlic like this, because for one, I'm putting it it's dried, and I'm putting it on food and I'm heating it, it's reducing the oxalate levels of the garlic. But now if I take a product like this, which I just happen to have here, and I have never used it, I don't know, I think the wife bought it for something. Well, this is minced garlic. The oxalate level in here is a lot higher. And that could potentially cause kidney issues, kidney stones. So kale, raw lettuce, raw almonds, very dangerous. A lot of fruits that aren't completely ripened yet, like avocado, very dangerous. Very dangerous. That avocado can kill people if you're not eating it when it's ripened. Bananas, same thing. High oxalate levels, not ripened, really not good for you. I mean, it's just so much you learn about going down the meat-based path. Let's see. Do you know anything about colloidal silver? I have looked into colloidal silver. I did look into it a while ago. It's not something I would consider. And I haven't used it for anything. Now, I know people that have used it in the past said it's amazing. But I was looking at that stuff way before, I started going down the carnivore type lane. And I'll be honest, everything about the carnivore diet surprised me. Because as most of you know, we've been struggling. I say we, because we've all been struggling since the pandemic. A lot of people got depressed. Anxiety went up. We were forced to stay indoors. We wound up eating a bunch of DoorDash and Instacart type foods, overly processed foods. The prepping community got their fangs into us, and so we started prepping with all the wrong types of foods. Like in my case, I started eating out of my prepping pantry. Well, all of that is shelf-stable stuff, and it was meant for emergencies. It's not meant for daily living. So, and a lot of that stuff I still have. I could just throw it away. I mean, most of it's outdated, expired, bad. Probably growing some eggs, bug eggs, like pasta. Yeah, pasta, it comes with bug eggs in it. Most people don't know that. Flour. All right, pretty kitty, you're going on the floor. See ya. Bye. But yeah, it's just incredible the amount of stuff you learn, the amount of information you start retaining once you start a carnivore type diet lifestyle. I wouldn't know this stuff or even be able to remember this stuff if I wasn't actually doing the diet. That's the one thing I have to say most about it. Because you can tell those people that are saying I'm doing a carnivore diet, blah, 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 and then they forget what their next words were going to be. It was like, I think you're getting into the sauce there, buddy. But yeah, the thing is that before I started the carnivore diet, I couldn't even string together a complete sentence. I mean, I was so morbidly obese. My eyes were like googly. All I could think about was donuts and cookies and cakes and pizza. Let's go get cheeseburgers and cheesesteaks. All delicious stuff. I'm not going to say it's not. It's good stuff. I love it. But the problem was it was my frequency. I couldn't slow down the frequency by myself. I could, people are like, just don't eat it. That's easy. It's easy to say to somebody. That's just not how it works in the real world. You can't just walk up to a fat guy. You need to eat better and then leave it at that. You need to eat whole food and healthy food and leave it at that. That means this to a person that's metabolically broken, depressed, sad. All they're going to do is feel bad about themselves. They're going to curl up in a little frickin' ball and they're going to eat something crappy in the closet because you shamed them. You shamed them and you didn't follow through. That's where the health community has been lacking. All these health coaches, they don't teach you their secrets. These health coaches that are super healthy and they got lots of clients, they don't tell you their secrets on how they're staying healthy. They don't tell you their secrets on how they got there quickly. They don't want to, because if they do that, you won't need them. You are no longer a customer. All right. Yeah, you gotta move again. But you see where I'm going here? You need to be their customer. Every single health coach out there has got it figured out. They just don't tell you their secrets. For me, simple. I just eat. steak, eggs. I just eat. Can I eat sugar? Of course. Do I want to? It makes me feel like crap. So, do I want to? Not necessarily. Will I ever eat sugar again? Yes. Will I have high fructose corn syrup? No. Not unless it's accidentally delivered to me in some way. High fructose corn syrup is poison. It's not meant for anybody. They had a heck of a time even selling high fructose corn syrup when it was first figured out that they could make, sugar out of corn. Because back then the sugar prices was, below, the process of making high fructose corn syrup. And then after a while, they started marketing it. I think they deliberately increased the price of sugar so they could start selling high fructose corn syrup as a substitute. Now it's just everywhere. It's a plague. It's a poison. And it's allowed in our country. Some countries, it's illegal to put this poison in their foods. Why isn't it illegal? The United States loves to make laws and regulations, loves to. And we have all these crazy rich politicians that know that stuff like high fructose corn syrup and overly processed foods makes the population stupid. You hear me? It makes the population stupid. And if the population is stupid, then these politicians that are eating steak and eggs and eating healthy foods that are very specific so they can live to be 100 and stupid years old, like Nancy Pelosi, holy cow, that I didn't think she would ever go away. That lady was so old. But she too, she knows. All these politicians know that certain foods make us dumber. And they wanted to keep us dumb by allowing these things, these corporations to push this stuff. The corporations that they're involved with, they own the stocks to these companies. And they're just getting richer off our back. And if we just eat healthy, fatty red meats, eat more eggs, they don't tell us that. But no, what they do is they create a whole thunderstorm of situations like, oh, that fat will clog your arteries. Wrong. The eggs will raise your cholesterol. Wrong. Doesn't happen. I got blood work to prove it. I got videos talking about it. I tried to debunk the carnivore diet. I tried doing bacon, like pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of bacon. And then I went and got blood work done right after that. I was literally trying to screw up the carnivore diet. Yes, I'm that fool. Not only that, is I had to eat my own words in my decision because I was trying to debunk something that I didn't understand. I was full of thoughts and opinions. I tried keto. Keto sucked. It was confusing. Keto options in the grocery store are fake. They're a bunch of lies. If it says keto, it says healthy. Comes in a green package. Forget it. If it comes in a package, just forget it. I mean, the majority of my foods now is just meat and eggs. The package should be the shell. The package of meat should just be that. It's put in. My cats are just going crazy today. Hey, I got your bowl. It's over here. I put it on the chair today. You can have it down there. I took it off the table because you offend so many people because you're on my table. Let's see. Do you care about sodium nitrate in bacon? I do not. It's something that, because I don't do bacon like every single day of the week. If I rarely do bacon because for me, in my weight loss journey, bacon slows down weight loss. It made me healthier after I ate like 30 pounds of bacon in a week. It was something ridiculous. I just kept making bacon, like 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 3 pounds, 5 pounds, 6 pounds. And I just kept eating it all week long. And I got healthier as a result. I went to the doctor and got blood work done. All of my previous wackadoodle elevated levels were starting to normalize. And after a year on the carnivore diet, I made a video, blood work. The thumbnail says debunked on it. But anyways, after I made that video, I found out that this is the best that my cholesterol, LDL, HDL, everything has looked in the last, 20 years or however long I've been with this doctor. So as far back as my records go, this is the healthiest my blood work and markers have been. I did do extra blood work at one point of the weight loss journey where I was trying to figure out if I was vitamin deficient in any areas, and it turned out I really wasn't. If anything, I was over efficient, especially on B vitamins, because meats have a lot of B vitamins there. Question: what if the minced garlic is cooked? Would the oxalate? Absolutely, there. Yeah, that's why a raw vegan diet for a morbidly obese person or a person with health issues, potential kidney issues, it is so irresponsible for them to be running around and saying, "Oh yeah, do a raw vegan diet." Yes, absolutely. If you cook vegetables, the oxalate levels decrease considerably. The same thing goes with fruits and nuts. Fruits, they need to ripen in order for the oxalate levels to come down. In some cases, they too need to be cooked. Depends on what it is and what you're trying to do with it. Nuts specifically, the reason why they roast nuts or they boil peanuts is because the oxalate levels are so out of this world high that you're poisoning your liver, you're poisoning your kidneys, your pancreas. Everything is getting messed up from the high oxalate. So yeah, those guys that are pushing raw vegan, stop it. You don't know what you're doing when you're talking to the average morbidly obese person, because all of that nonsense was killing me. And I found that out the hard way. I almost died because of it. Okay. Kidney stones, kidney issues, urination was all messed up. Eat more vegetables. Okay. That didn't work. Sorry, dude. See you later, kitty. Cat just flew off the table like crazy. I don't know what that means. God bless the breed? Bread? I don't know what that means. Okay. What about raw milk? Do you consume or drink raw milk? I pretty much avoid the milk. I'm not against raw milk options, but my thing is I just have a hard time with milk in general. I can do some dairy. I'll do some cheese. But I have heard a lot of good things about raw milk. I've also heard a lot of really good things about fermented vegetables. When a vegetable is fermented, for one, it lowers the oxalate content, and it also creates a lot of good bacteria. But I haven't tried putting in stuff like kimchi in quite a while. I used to use some kimchi, but the problem is we had a lot of these, and I'm really no different than anybody else out there. I had all of these somewhat healthy options scattered amongst the house, but those healthy options don't work. If you just like nitpick at them, like, okay, I'll do some kimchi today. That does nothing. That does nothing. Okay, kimchi for a period of time, consecutive days, over and over and over again, for like 30 days. Okay, that's going to do something. That's going to make some changes in the gut. That's going to make some changes in the gut biome. But if you add in extra nonsense, which confuses stuff, and I see this happen all the time in the carnivore community. Oh, I'm having problems with the carnivore diet. Oh, I'm having problems with weight gain, or my weight stalled. And I just, after a long process of communication, I find out what they're doing, what they're adding into their foods. Some people are using condiments, overcomplicating the diet. Some people are using too many different types of spices. I mean, you can do that. You can really screw up your diet by putting too many spices. That's where this comes in handy. It's like I have very few spices. I have salt mainly, different types of salt, yes. Maybe some garlic added to the salt. The garlic could be a problem for some people. So regular salt might be a better alternative. I like to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Now, if cayenne pepper was a problem, I would know it right away because I've taken everything out of my diet for over 30 days, sometimes longer. And then I started putting stuff slowly back in. That's how you figure out what makes you feel good, what makes you feel satiated, and just gives you just a whole different type of clarity. So yeah, you got to remove stuff for a period of time, and to tell that to a person that's morbidly obese, it doesn't click. They don't get it. They think they do, but they don't really understand. Like, oh yeah, you're just gonna eat meat for 30 days. That will not register in their brain. It didn't register in my brain. I thought you were full of crap. Everybody that told me like, oh yeah, just trust me, try this. You see, if you don't come at them with specific words. Now, Mike's secret, I used this one secret on myself to lose weight and to also get me further along down the road with the carnivore diet. That secret was simply coming up with my own term. because everybody's got their term. They got the lion diet, they got dirty carnivore, they got KetoVore, they got blah, 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 blah. Everybody wants to coin their own phrase. So I basically coined my own phrase that other people were already using, not necessarily the phrase, but the term is 90% meats and fats, 10% I love my life, 90-10. I still keep that mindset because I don't do 100% carnivore all the time. I'm not that diehard of a guy. I do not want to be that diehard of a carnivore. I understand how carnivore fixes things and that we can improve ourselves. But as long as I can keep the mental mindset of 90-10, if I go off the carnivore rails for a day or even 2 days, I can come right back and I'll just call that part of my 10%. Like, okay, yesterday I might have ate pizza. All right, fine. Today I'm eating steak. Tomorrow I'll eat steak. I'll keep doing that for as long as I can. And then I'll just, okay, next weekend comes. Oh, somebody made chocolate chip cookies. Okay, yeah, I might have some chocolate chip cookies. Just being as real as possible here, just to get people to understand how this all works. The transformation is real. Because when I started, that 90-10 was really, really loose, closer to 70-30. And yeah, there were times where I was just like gobbling up crap food, but I was still eating the meat. And I was noticing some changes, some good changes, even though they were a struggle to get there because I was screwing it up with too much stuff. I was addicted to sauces and cheese. You couldn't see me sit down with a plate that didn't have cheese and a lot of sauce on it for the longest time. And like I said, it's a transition. You don't just quit the sauces. I wouldn't recommend that. Slowly start changing your sauces, read the ingredients, learn how to read ingredients, and start with a food diary. For anybody that's getting started, start with a food log. If you haven't gotten started on anything up to this point, go into the next year, don't diet at all. If you haven't gotten started, go into the next year without dieting. Just write down for an entire week everything you put in your mouth, water included. If it's a full glass, write a full glass of water. But eventually you'll get tired, like I did, of putting food in your mouth because you got to write it down. It's all about accountability. And when you start an accountability process, then the brain starts thinking like, oh, if I don't eat that, the reward for not eating that food is simply, I don't have to go write it down. So you're not going to eat it. You see how that clicks? Your brain starts clicking at that point. That starts the process of kind of weaning yourself down a little bit. But you have to stay 100% committed to writing stuff in that food log in order for that to start working. But the one thing I realized when I started my food log, this was before I started losing weight at all, is like, holy cow, I had a lot of food in there. I had a lot of food in there, like a lot. And I was like, what in the world? This is only one day. And then I went on through the week, and I wasn't dieting yet. I was just writing down. I wasn't even taking care of my calorie count. I was just writing down the foods and the drinks and the water. Sometimes they were calorie-dense drinks. So once I got good at figuring out how to keep a good, accurate food log for a little while, and this was something my doctor brought up, is just simply try a food log. Just write down a food log. One of the best things he ever said to me. Because I tried it, it worked. But after a period of time, you get tired of writing down all this stuff. And then your brain starts transitioning into another aspect of weight loss, which is, all right, well, let's see what the food I ate, like how many calories is this? And then you start sitting down with yourself. You start taking some time, maybe researching, because it might take some manual research. Like, hey, how many calories is in a banana? How many calories was in that apple I just ate? If it's not written out for you, or I just ate a hamburger, how many calories are in that? Blah, blah, blah. And then you start keeping track of your calories. And then all of a sudden you notice your calorie count for the day is 5,000 to 6,000 calories. And you're not even past lunchtime yet. You're like, holy moly. Maybe I shouldn't have went to McDonald's and got that, Frappuccino, whatever that crap is. And then after that, you went and got something else and then drank a Red Bull. The calories started adding up quickly. So that's when I started looking for different ways to hopefully eat food and not have like super, super high calorie levels. That's where the carnivore diet just works out so much better, because as long as you're sticking to the carnivore diet, I haven't noticed any weight gain with excessive calories. I've done some weeks where, I ate 6,000 calories per day on the carnivore diet. I wasn't gaining weight. And according to all the health coaches and nutritionists, they say that you have to be in a calorie deficit, or at least around an X amount of calories, 3,000 calories, in order to maintain weight loss. Because if you eat too many calories, you're going to gain weight. Well, I and a lot of other people, we all sat down and collaborated about this. And the consensus was, with some pretty smart people in the room, by the way, the consensus was, is since we're eating meats and fats, that your body is burning more calories to digest the calories that are in the meats and fats. That's how we can get away with eating more calories at that point. So as long as we're not like upsetting the matrix with sugars and carbs and screwing up, our level of ketosis, like really, really screwing it up, like going out and eating, like a full cake or something like that, or some sugary type drink, that can screw up everything. And then all those extra calories, they'll be converted into whatever and turned into excess body fat or whatnots. But yeah, it was quite fascinating to figure that out, and actually figure it out from doing it, experience of doing it. Because I was like trying to gain weight while eating excessive calories on the carnivore diet. I was unable to do it. I mean, we're talking, you can gain the weight of the food, but I didn't feel like I was gaining anything on the scale versus, body fat percentage or anything like that. It was quite amazing. How did you go about eating 6K calories of meat and fat? That sounds like a pretty hard thing to do. No, it's really not. For one, I'm a glutton for food, Austin. So right here, the plate that I had here, this was approximately 2,600 calories. So the eggs, and I had 2 steaks. So that's at least 2,600 calories on this one plate. I'll have this all gone at some point. But I was doing this meal right here 3 times a day. And you're pretty good with math. So 2,600 calories times 3 is, 6,000 calories a day. Plus, you're talking closer to 7,000 calories. So yes, picture this meal that I had. I had 2 steaks and I had 4 or 5 eggs. There you go. That's simple math. Well, it's not disgusting. I'm not sure how that's disgusting, Bella. But my point is that you don't gain excessive weight when you're doing the carnivore diet with excessive calories. I think that's quite miraculous, if anything. Yes, cayenne pepper is good for the blood. It's also good for the inner gut lining. So if you have stuff like ulcers or stuff like that, introduction of cayenne pepper can, because what the cayenne pepper does is it kind of removes and helps replace the inner gut lining in your stomach, or if you have any ulcer type areas, it can help with that without taking medication. Yeah, that's the one thing I like about the carnivore diet now that I've gotten to this point, is one meal a day is all I need for 24 hours. I don't have to be snacking. I don't be grazing all the time. When I go out and go to the mall, I can just walk right past the food court and all those crazy little snack carts they have out there. It's actual freedom, freedom from all the nonsense in the world. And that's all it is. Everything's just a distraction. And once you get wrapped up with all the carnivore rides, I like to call them carnival rides because that's literally what they are. They're basically entertainment value. Here, try this. Here, try that. We try it. We like it. We come back. We wind up spending way more money than we should. And that's how they make their money. I mean, they're just selling us what people want is what they're doing. They're selling what people want. That's what keeps them in business. Because if people didn't want it and people weren't coming back, they wouldn't have a business in the first place. So it's just what it is. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm sure I missed something good in here. Santa just had some cayenne pepper. Ho, ho, ho. That's awesome. Bloated transsexual. That's funny. Interesting that it is difficult to gain a lot of weight from protein. Well, what's interesting is when you start upping the amount of fat, animal fat that you eat, it actually gives you more energy and you burn more body fat of your own. I'm not sure the whole science behind it. I'm not a scientist. I couldn't even call myself like a professional carnivore, even though I've been doing it for a long time. And I've literally put an entire year and a half, over a year and a half worth of my life into health and nutrition. And the funny thing is I go to my hospital and I talk to them. I was like, hey, do you got any like health related courses you guys offer here? Nope. And I'm like, why not? Why? Like stuff that I could attend and, maybe they get a certificate or something. And then after further conversation with different people in the hospital, they're like, what do you need it for? What's it going to do for you? And I was like, well, really nothing, I guess, except for, turn me into more of a schmuck, like some of the schmucks out there that say like, well, I got a certificate that says I know a little bit about this. And that's, and I got it. I understood it right then. I was like, well, you're right. Yeah, I don't need a certificate to be smart about health and nutrition. I don't need a certificate to come out and publicly tell people about my experience with health and nutrition. That's all I do. I just talk about my experience. I don't tell you what you need to do. I just say, well, hey, if you try something that I've tried, you could potentially have a similar result. And most people that have, they've come back, so many, like thousands, have come back and told me like, hey man, I tried doing this and, this worked, but this also happened. So then there comes the conversation. Now all of a sudden we can have an educated conversation because now people are trying stuff, for themselves. And you're like, well, maybe there's a variable in there. Because I always look for variables first thing. If somebody's having a problem, health related, it's like, well, yeah, but I'm doing this. And I'm like, okay, you're doing this, but what else are you doing? You're doing something else. There's something else going on here because I know what happens if you do this or certain specific things. Because if you're doing a sardine fast and you're saying you're not losing weight, I have a hard time believing that because for one, sardines are just crazy dense, healthy, nutritious food, but they're super low in calories. So, I mean, I can't eat enough sardines to be over 2,000 calories. I can't eat that many sardines. So if I do a sardine fast where I'm eating one meal a day, I'm lucky to get 7 to, maybe 1,200 calories per day. That's it. So I'm losing weight. I'm losing weight, one, from a calorie deficit, and you don't have to be in a calorie deficit all the time. But sardines are fast forwarding you into ketosis. And ketosis is where you start burning the body fat off. And body fat burns off a lot slower than water weight comes off. So you can lose water weight like boom fast. And I noticed in my last sardine fast that I was passing a lot more water that I thought was already gone. I thought I had a lot of that figured out, but my ankles started I could feel them getting smaller. My feet were getting smaller. So there was some swelling in my feet. I didn't even know was there. That's the funny thing about water retention is sometimes you have some and it's normal to retain some water at times, especially if you're exercising, your body's wanting to hold on to some water at that point. If you're exercising a lot, because it needs the reserves, it needs it there in case it has to use it at some point. Well, I got a cat climbing out of a litter box. But yeah, Austin, it's a total freedom to get away from the whole thought of I have to have food. Learning how to fast was one of the most remarkable things that I found. I mean, it's a religious experiment. It's also a religious experience, and it's an experiment for one to do. Because for one, God's got our back when it comes to fasting. We don't need as much food as we think we do. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are pre-programmed into our brain from a very long time ago. If nobody told us that breakfast was the most important day of the breakfast is the most important thing of the day, that wouldn't even be stuck in my head right now if nobody told me that, because breakfast is not. I mean, breakfast is simply just doing that. While you're sleeping, you're fasting, you wake up, and once you eat something, that is breakfast. You're breaking a fast. It's that simple. Breakfast is not a requirement. I don't need to eat breakfast to have energy throughout the day. I eat one meal at dinner time. I pass out and I meet coma. while I'm sleeping, I'm fasting, and then I'm fasting until dinner time the next day. So that's an OMAD, 24-hour fast. And then that one meal, and I do a lot of physical activities at work, even though I'm a truck driver. You know, I'm in and out of the truck, in and out of the truck, opening doors, shutting doors, climbing up ladders, doing stuff, you know, dropping and hooking trailers, doing all kinds of things. But my point is that I don't get tired throughout the day and feel like, oh, I just got to eat something. I hear it all the time from people that are sugar addicted or carb addicted. They're like, oh, I got to have some bread, or I got to have this or that, or I got to have a Red Bull. And it's like, man, you guys are just, you're a victim of your own circumstance at that point. And I was that person too. But all right, guys, let's see. Wow, an hour and 20 minutes. We've been going at it for a long time here. I appreciate every single one of you that drops by, those people that come back to my streams. I do appreciate talking to everybody. Sometimes I might be a broken record, but this stuff needs to be gone over several times. Several times. But weight loss with little to no exercise is easily achievable. I've been doing it for over a year and a half of my life. This is what I talk about most. The carnivore diet is just something that helps in that aspect of losing weight with little to no exercise. I'm pretty close to around 30 pounds away from my goal weight now of 235 pounds. I believe from my last doctor's visit, I'm about 173 pounds down from my original starting weight of right around 435 pounds. I just try to share my experience, my journey as I go. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better at expressing things, hopefully in a more educational type way, so people can understand me and understand where I've been and the type of just little experience that I have now with health and nutrition. Like I said before, I don't have a certificate, and I really don't need one. I just learn these things as I go from trying out different things. If anybody just tries something for 5 days, focus on 5 days. Get to the weekend, do whatever you want on the weekend. Come up with another plan for the following week, for the next 5 days. Focus on something. This is exactly how I've been doing it. I've been chiseling away at my weight with 5 days at a time. I mean, the longest thing I think I've done so far was 30 days of strict beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. And that was after a lot of other things happened. So, I mean, but if you want to fast forward a carnivore diet, totally, you know, go to Costco, buy a big giant piece of ribeye, cut it up into about 16 steaks, toss it in the freezer, eat one of those a day. You are going to feel so much better, so much faster. You're going to fix things that you didn't even realize were wrong with you. You know, arthritis, aches and pains, back pains, gone. I used to feel like I was throwing my back out every day. That pain is gone. Back pain's gone. Just nuts. I mean, I had to wear hearing aids. Strange thing. I had hearing aids. Those little thingies, annoying. Prevented me from using earbuds, you know, for making cell phone calls. They were in there. You couldn't see them. Most people that never even knew I had them. But I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear the TV. I couldn't hear my wife. I couldn't hear my kids, which was sometimes nice. But my point is now I can hear again, which is nobody's been able to explain this miracle to me, how I've been able to go from just about deaf to not needing hearing aids. I had severe sleep apnea. I no longer need to use a CPAP machine. Just so many random things happen when you get serious on the carnivore diet. Blood pressure, perfect. Blood work, perfect. I mean, it's just one magical thing. Arthritis, gone. Inflammation in my feet, gone. Just edema, next to nothing. Next to nothing now. I still have neuropathy. I haven't found a great solution for neuropathy in the legs, but yeah, I've been having an issue with that. Let's see. It's good to hear about this topic. Thanks for sharing about your experience. Merry Christmas to you. And in this chat, hey, thank you. Let's see. Apple says you got this. Merry Christmas. Have a good day. All right, guys. I'm going to get on with Christmas Eve. My family's still out of town. They should be coming home anytime. My wife's probably sending me messages, and if she is, she might have found out I'm doing a live stream. Probably wonder why I'm not answering her. Oh, anyways, Merry Christmas, guys. I hope everybody has a Happy New Year. I'll try to see if I can salvage what I made of this video here around the steaks, but I might not even do it. But okay, you guys take care. I love you all. I want everybody to have a healthy, happy next year. And if you're not healthy and happy, join along. Come on, we can do this all together. I didn't get here by myself. I got here because of people like you that are watching this right now. All right, thank you very much. Two.